And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First here at the Laurel Park Paddock. I'm Stanton Salter, our odds maker, Keith Fustel. A little rain out today, but today does kick off our three-day race weekend. Some nice live racing with some carryovers here this afternoon at Laurel Park. And well, Keith, the big news this week, the bands were announced for the 142nd Preakness Budweiser Infield Fest concert. And there he is, platinum selling artist Sam Hunt. You said all the ladies are going to be out to watch Sam Hunt, one of the leading country singers out there in the country right now.
That's what I hear. I'm thinking, if the weather's good, it'll be, I don't know what the over-under is going to be like on sundresses and like boots for all the ladies. But if you're a guy, a single guy, you may have a shot on Preakness Saturday.
I like it. Platinum selling artist Sam Hunt, he's going to headline on the main stage for the Budweiser Infield Fest. And then you have the local boys. How about the local acts? Good Charlotte, along with Low Cash and High Valley to play in the Infield Fest on the DeKuyper stage.
Yeah, a little Maryland flavor. Good Charlotte, obviously the guys from down in Waldorf. Damon DeLavigo, I think, attended La Plata High School.
Nice.
Good Charlotte. And Low Cash, I think one of the singers is one of the duo is a Baltimore native as well. So yeah, and checked a little bit about it. I went on YouTube and listened a little bit of Low Cash, good stuff. Obviously, I've been a fan of Good Charlotte for years. Followed the guys from way back, and even High Valley. So yeah, a nice lineup, a little different flavor.
Sure.
I think it'll be well liked by everybody, and it'll be a good time.
Well, the guys in Good Charlotte, they must be okay because one of them's married to Nicole Richie, another one's married to Cameron Diaz, so they're okay in my book automatically.
That's fine. Yeah, have them up here on the show. Give us a couple winners.
I'd love to get Cameron Diaz up here, one of my favorite all-time actresses. So the bands are out for the 142nd Preakness Budweiser Infield Fest, Saturday, May 20th, always the third Saturday in May, second jewel of the Triple Crown, the People's Race, the People's Party. Go to Preakness.com for all your tickets and information. All the seats sold out last year. Right now you can get for the month of March, you can get the Preakness Mug Club Infield Fest tickets for $110. They go up after March, so go to Preakness.com for all your Preakness tickets and information. And talking about the big Triple Crown races, we have a big Triple Crown prep race this Saturday. We had the Fountain of Youth at Gulfstream last Saturday, this Saturday. Well, let's talk about our stakes here coming up Saturday, March 18th. Then we'll talk about the San Felipe at Santa Anita this Saturday. But a week from this Saturday here at Laurel Park, Saturday, March 18th, we are loaded with 5 stake races. It's going to be a huge day. You have the Caesar's Wish and the Private Terms, 2 good 3-year-old stakes, and then the Conniver, Not for Love for older horses, Harrison Johnson for older horses as well. Bodhisattva, your John Campbell winner, aiming for the Harrison Johnson. So some nice stakes action. It's Owner's Fantasy Day. We're giving away long sleeve T-shirts. It's going to be a huge day here, Saturday, March 18th.
I could use the long sleeve T-shirt today. A little extra layer would be good.
Yeah, we need a couple. Let's take a look at all the other stuff we have going on for you. Along with the 5 stake races, it's the Maryland Jockey Club Celebration Day on Saturday, March 18th. Come out and celebrate the resurgence of Maryland's thoroughbred industry and the ongoing dramatic transformation of Laurel Park. We're giving away a free Maryland Jockey Club long sleeve T-shirt. Everybody knows, if you're a T-shirt guy, everybody knows the long sleeve T-shirts are the way to go. And also interested in owning a thoroughbred? Well, we're going to have the Owner's Fantasy Day, a joint venture between the Maryland Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, the Maryland Horse Breeders, and the Maryland Jockey Club. Seminars start at 10:30. You can learn all about what it takes to own and breed a racehorse.
Yeah, I read this correctly in a press release. They're going to kind of pair up maybe some prospective owners with owners of horses and races that day, the stakes, kind of get a real true feel of the racetrack experience of owning a horse, especially even on a nice stakes day with 5 stakes. You'll get the real good flavor of how it is. Maybe go up there, get a good meal in the dining room.
Well, you have to
mingle with everybody. It's good.
You get the buffet lunch. You have to RSVP for that, for the Owner's Fantasy part. So go to laurelpark.com to learn more about that. And for all you handicappers, here's the big tournament coming up. Over 33,000 in prizes for the Champions Handicapping Tournament Saturday, March 25th, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow in Laurel Park Sports Bar. The sports bar going to be the place to be for this handicapping tournament. A big one here, over $33,000 in prizes, guaranteed berth in the National Handicapping Championship, the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge, and the big one. This is a major tournament on the schedule of tournaments throughout the country.
Yeah, and it's amazing. You'll attract guys from all over. They just don't ship in from Maryland or PA. They'll come in, New York, you name it. They travel. Where there's money, these handicappers will come in and travel, kind of show, prove how good they are, and a great prizes, are up for grabs in that contest. I know coming in every day when I drive in off Whiskey Bottom, I know it. I was like, wow, the big crowd, everybody's parked.
Sure.
I know they're all parked over there by the carriage room. It must be handicapping tournament day.
And speaking of handicapping tournaments, the Cure the Winter Blues handicapping tournament every Saturday for the rest of this month. It's a $2,500 grand prize plus weekly prizes. It's free to sign up if you're a Premier player. If you're not a Premier player, we'll get on down to guest services and sign up for the Cure the Winter Blues handicapping tournament every Saturday for the rest of the month. And if you're getting hungry, well, Sunday brunch for you is always the best deal in town. Sundays here at Laurel Park in the Garden Terrace, Tips and Tycoons, 12 to 4, $22 for adults, 11 for kids under 12, under 6 free. If you like Bloody Marys and mimosas, you can drink all you want for an additional $12 Sunday brunch. Always a best bet here at Laurel Park on Sundays. And if you're getting hungry for today, we have some carryovers and also the specials today. I'm getting hungry for this already up there in Tycoons and Tips. Mushroom pizza, good soup day out here today.
Yes, it is.
You get the loaded baked potato and always the fan favorite chicken noodle for soups of the day. So let's take a look at the carryovers that we have for you today. 2 carryovers this afternoon at Laurel Park. Rolling Super High Five, a little over $2,400. I have a ticket for that in race 1. It's a 7-horse field, very playable. Nice carryover. They'll go after that. Be a bunch of late money in that Rolling Super High Five in the opener, and also the Rainbow Pick 6, just shy of $3,500 in the carryover for the Pick 6 starting race 4. And as always, the late Pick 5 in the early Pick 5, your best bet with that 12% takeout, mandatory payout on the early Pick 5. No carryover today on the late Pick 5, but that does start in race 5. So we were talking about big stake races. This Saturday, the Grade 2 San Felipe out there at Santa Anita is going to be the major Triple Crown prep race in the country of the Tampa Bay Derby as well. But the San Felipe is going to take center stage. Bob Baffert, no surprise, with another good 3-year-old Mastery. Undefeated coming off a layoff, though.
Bet down, 1 to 5 pretty much every start. Undefeated. And you look at the other, you turn the page, you've got Mastery in there. Gormley, obviously, for trainer John Sheriffs, is just coming off of a good win in the Shaman Iliad, an up-and-comer for O'Neill, stretching out. All with similar running styles. Want to be up on the lead or just off the lead. That should be a heck of a horse race. I just, glancing at this PPs real quick, doing the 2-minute drill. That horse from the rail of O'Neill's might be a little bit of a shot for a price. Term of Art. They took the blinkers off. Didn't get much flow last time. Things might fall into place at a big price for the 1 Term of Art.
And good to see our man Doug O'Neill, trainer for Calumet Farm, historic farm down there in Kentucky. Doug O'Neill, always a class act. We love dealing with him at Preakness time. Of course, I'll have another. Nyquist, your Derby winner last year. We were always rooting for Doug O'Neill to show up at Preakness time with a big runner. So let's get right to it here. Carryovers today. We showed you the carryovers. Let's talk about track conditions. There's a little rain this afternoon. Talk about how the track's going to be today.
Right now, sealed and good. It looks like we can kind of stay close to that unless the precipitation picks up a little bit more. Not sure. Haven't heard if they're going to harrow this thing up or not. But we're going to start the track sealed and good.
All right, sealed and good today. Chance of snow. Look at that. We're not done with winter yet, but the good thing is it's March 10th, so whatever we get today or next week or whatever, it's going to be 70 here in a couple weeks.
Let's hope so. Well, I mean, we've been spoiled, no doubt about it. We had a couple little sessions of cold weather 3 or 4 days in a row. Then it was warm. What was it, 70 degrees yesterday almost in the Baltimore area. Now we're back into the 30s, but we know we're not out of it until about April around here.
Sure. All right, well, nice maiden special weight to kick things off here in race 1. Early Pick 5 is a mandatory payout with an industry low 12% takeout, so go after that early Pick 5 starting in race 1. Real nice maiden special weight for straight 3-year-olds going a flat mile. We have a nice carryover for you in that Rolling Super High Five, $2,428 for the Super High Five in race 1. I have a ticket, a very affordable $24 play. I'll go with the 3 on top, Honor the Fleet, over the 2-6, over 2-6-7, over the 1-2-6-7, overall $24 play. You can see all of mine and Keith's tickets on the laurelpark.com website. Let's take a look here at the opener. Maiden special weight, the 3, Honor the Fleet, a good-looking son of 2 Honor and Serve for trainer Louis Albatrani. We have a video spotlight of his debut run here at Laurel Park back on February 11th.
This horse ran really big, Stan. 8-1 in an 8-horse field, had the rail, and came away a little bit slowly, but boy, showed a nice acceleration up to the inside of horses, a pack of horses, 7 of them to his outside. And he's not real comfortable here, as you can tell. The jockey, this is a tough spot for a jock. Should I stay or should I go? Sure. Should I ease back? He has to ease back off the pace, and when he shifts out and finds room for the final 3/16 of a mile, he makes a good, strong run at the first-time starter. Also, Johnny Hop that was hammered down for Graham Motion. Johnny Hop a little bit better that day, but he can't take anything away from Honor the Fleet. Good, encouraging debut effort. Does stretch out off of one hard race. That concerns me. I'm not taking him on top. I think he's going to definitely be part of the pace flow and keep Clubman honest up front. Lack of Lasix, I'm going to kind of use them underneath in here, but a real nice debut run.
I'll take a shot and use them on top. The Dam, she was a runner. She made almost 200,000. 2 Honor and Serve, a young sire by Bernardini. He was a classic 2-turn horse trained by Billy Mott, I believe. The stretch out to a mile in the second start, a little bit of a question mark, but you do see some sharp works up there, a sharp bullet work going 5 furlongs since the debut up there at Fair Hill. Albatrani with a string of horses now at Fair Hill. Steve Hamilton stays aboard. 5-2, I'll take a shot with the 3 on top. But a tough maiden special weight, the Ham Smith horse we both like a little bit here. By Langford, this horse has the experience. Rider changed the day to Horacio Caramanos.
Royal Hussars, gives 3rd time gelding, I believe, or maybe 4th time gelding. This horse kind of bounced off of that first effort, January 13th. He's come back in good form, was caught wide. Was an okay trip last time. He was kind of against a slower pace, moved and just couldn't quite hold on. Darmaster added the blinkers that day for Trombetta. I like this little turn back. He's going to have a target to run at. Might enhance his run. You might see him come from a little bit further off the pace this afternoon. You're going with the Trevor McCarthy, Kieran McLaughlin horse on the outside into the beach. It's just a barn when they come down here in these maiden races. They're deadly. Just going over the last 2 years, 4 for 6 with maiden special weight runners on the dirt. And 1 second in that 6 races. So it wasn't, this horse hasn't faced like killers up in New York, but they're good enough. Everybody loves Rudy's, a horse that ran 2nd behind O'Dionysus. He keys up against him. He's been hampered, tough post draws in those 2-turn races at Aqueduct. I think he's going to drift into a really good spot off the speed, maybe get the jump on Royal Hussar. All right, he's been right there in 3 out of 4 starts. I respect the connections for sure. McLaughlin always tough when he shifts in here to Laurel Park. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. 3 pick 4s this afternoon starting in races 2, 4, and 6. All you premier players, you get a 10% bonus on that late pick 4. Both Keith and I have tickets for that. Let's take a look here. Starting the early pick 4, going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 10,000, 4 and up, never won 4. And my price play of the day, I'll take a shot here with the 2. Slew's Love. Looks like this horse going in the right direction. Caramanos won on him last time at the 10,000, 3 life level. Steps up here a little bit here to the 4 life for trainer Jose Ramirez. This horse, a decent record here at Laurel Park. We'll get a good value. He's going to need a little bit of a pace set up in front of him to make a late run. Well, he's going to get an honest pace, Stan. You've got Nye and Boomerang Toy. They're both very quick in their own right. If those 2 break alertly, there's not going to be a whole lot separating them those first 3/8 of a mile. Boomerang Toy may be on the little bit better part of the track, just outside with Carrasco. But Slew's Love got that set up last time, was able to follow through, likes the 5.5 furlong distance, 2 for 4 to the distance. I like the 1 Baduque coming in here for Rudy Rodriguez. I like the little freshening last time. I didn't have a real comfortable trip in between horsemen 4 wide. 5.5 suits. The moisture in the track will help this horse's chances. I think he can draft into position and get a good stalking trip off the speeds of 9 Boomerang Toy.
All right, Rudy Rod, always dangerous. I respect the 1. We both like the 4 a little bit in here as well. Going to be on the engine, Michelle Nevin shipping down here. Coming from an open 12.5 on the inner dirt. Just a question of how tough the open 12.5. That's, I believe, their bottom up there, and it's the winter time up there, but does have a bunch of early speed.
Comes out of a strong race, though, Stan. Jeter came back to run a 75 monster match, 3rd place finisher, came back to win an open 16, running close to a 70. Roman Review, the winner, a mid-70 buyer. Looking at that, comparing everything, the way she comes down here and wins races at a clip of about 35 or 40% over the last couple of years is going to make Boomerang Toy the horse to beat.
All right, scratch the 5, Max Crown, in the 6, Ice Coffee from race 2. Let's turn the page here. Race 3, going 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 25,000 for straight 3-year-olds, and I'll go with a Donnie Barr, first-time starter, on top by Street Magicians. We see the Street Magicians win first out all the time around here. Trombetta had a nice Street Magician debut winner last weekend. The Dam by Polish Miner, she made 84,000. The 1 older sibling did win some decent works here at Laurel Park for the debut. You get Hard Trying Katie Davis aboard, and I'll get some good value here on the 4 Grenadine Guard.
I agree with you. See, I think you're going to get good value. A Full to Burford, a horse we saw run around here that was 4 for 13, like Laurel. 1 Proud Wildcat on the outside, the 7 for Corey Jensen here, substituting for Ness, I guess. Kind of inflated figs maybe down at Gulfstream Park West End. I think this horse is going to get hammered down. And when looking back and comparing the company and seeing what they've kind of gone on to do, I'm a little suspect of the 7, one Proud Wildcat at such a short price. I'm going to come back to old buddy Flankenstein again, though. I think he was still down towards inside and not the greatest part of the track. He eventually got out to about the 4 path at the head of the stretch, but that field was much better. Animal Quiet was a horse dropping out of maiden special weight efforts for Claudio Gonzalez. A good try, two back with Wolf and Barger. I think this horse will be forward throughout. This might be the final spot he can eke out a win.
Yep, the horse to beat, Linda Albert, top trainer around here. You get 7 pounds off with the apprentice Shomar Torres, so we both like that runner. We both like the Cal Lynch first timer a little bit as well. By Backtalk, who's a young Smarty Jones sire. A bunch of works here at Laurel Park. Julian Pimentel, he's been heating up as of late, had a 3-win day last weekend, and a favorable outside post here, at least not down on the rail for the 5 Fast Talk for the debut assignment.
Lasix goes on, Pimentel, a high percentage rider. Lone Sibling did win early, won at 2. Which is good. Shows a little precociousness there. Yeah, Fast Talk. Cal Lynch doesn't win a lot with firsters in this field, though. A shorter field with a suspect fave. You may want to take a second look at the 5.
All right, nice group of maiden 3-year-olds there in race 3. Let's get a commercial break. When we come back, almost 3,500 in that Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 4. We'll start with that when we come back.
At ExpressBet, we celebrate the champions who make horse racing great. That's why we provide more ways to bet from more places than ever. We've built an entire family of brands to support horse racing, to give players more of the rewards they deserve, give bettors the information they need to win, and provide a community for horse bettors. Because the best way to support the champions of horse racing is to champion horse racing. ExpressBet, we are racing.
Welcome back. Today at the races presented by Fidelity First here. We're live at the Laurel Park's paddock. Keith Fustel, Stan Salter getting you ready for the 3-day race weekend. Nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6, $3,461. It starts in race 4. I have a ticket for today's Pick 6. Let's take a look here for my Pick 6 ticket. A very affordable $38.40 play. I'll stretch out in race 4, going 4 deep in the 4th, using the 3, 4, 6, 7. Then just 2 deep in races 5 and 6, using 3 runners in race 7. Then just 2 horses there in race 8 and 9. Couldn't find a single. I do have a best bet later on today. Spinelli at a nice 6-to-1 price in today's allowance feature for 3-year-olds, race 8. No, make that race 7 for the number 4, Spinelli. I do like that horse, but some other tough runners in there. Didn't want a single on that one. So a $38.40 play for the Pick 6. You can catch that ticket on laurelpark.com website. Let's take a look here. Race 4 also kicks off the middle Pick 4. We're going 7 furlongs, 4 filly and mare, starter allowance 16, 12,000, optional claiming 16,000, and I end up on the 7 Include Gold. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Kieran McGee. This horse dropping from allowance ranks, won a starter allowance, 2 back here at Laurel Park, 3 wins from 5 starts here at Laurel Park. I love the outside post that Trevor McCarthy's going to get today. Hopefully should get a nice trouble-free stalking trip from the outside.
Yeah, big long striding filly, covers a lot of ground. She's going to be a little bit further back, I think, off the early issue against this field. Laid off some slower internals going longer. The 4 Reckless Humor gets a big assist now with the 5 Staff Sergeant Reckless being scratched. That might leave her alone on the front end. Certainly should be fine on an off track looking at the breeding. I'm going to come back to Super Sharp. Both these horses, their odds are going to come down. Now you got the scratch of the 5. Super Sharp, looking back, certainly could be the favorite. Probably should have made her the favorite in this race. Just didn't really run well at all at Park. 7 furlongs, a little bit of a question mark, but the moisture in the racetrack and her numbers over this Laurel Park surface, I think are going to be good enough. She's tactical enough, really looking at this field. She faced, you know, the likes of Karaoke Queen, Ansible, who came back to run okay behind stakes horses, High Ridge Road, a distant third, but still a decent fig. Super Sharp, I think, just prompts the issue of Reckless Humor and gets the better of her around the turn. And then you're going to have to look out for Tango Delta. She really likes 7 furlongs, and she's kind of your consummate 1-run sprinting type.
The jockey on the 6, Super Sharp, I use that horse second, Carlos Carrasco. You get 10 pounds off, and here's where that 10 pounds really comes into effect. Yeah. This guy won his first 2 races last week, so he can ride a little bit. Victor Carrasco's younger brother, he's riding for a live barn here. Top trainer Mary Epler on one of the favorites, so that 110 really does jump out at you with all those factors.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this might be I know she's 0 for 3 at the distance, but against this field, I think it's going to be a comfortable kind of flow for Super Sharp this afternoon.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses, just in a different order there in race 4 to kick off that Rainbow Pick 6. Late Pick 5 starts in race 5. No carryover today for the Late Pick 5, but as always, we have that industry low 12% takeout starting in race 5. We both had tickets for the Late Pick 4 today. That starts in race 6, but Late Pick 5 starts in the 5th race. You've already done the homework for the Pick 6. Jump on in there and play the Pick 5. More money back to you as the better with that low 12% takeout. Nice group of beaten nickel horses here. My favorite kind of race. Strongest handle normally around here. Our bread and butter here for the winter meet. These beaten nickel horses. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000, 4 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months, and I'll go with the 3. Cuddy Shark dropping to the nickel level. Now this is the last time this horse was at the nickel level, last October. Called a cuff group there, a decent third. A placed horse came back to win. But this horse has been running decent for trainer Henry Walters. He just claimed the horse a couple races ago. Was running well for Mary Epler and Donnie Barr before that. The first race off the claim against a tougher group of 7,500 beaten claimers. Takes a drop down here to the nickel. Second off the claim. Pimentel gets aboard. Cuddy Shark loves it here at Laurel Park, and at this level, I think he'll be dangerous.
Yeah, could today be the day? I mean, it's been a long time since he's had his picture taken. Tough old hard knocking back class horse, Cuddy Shark. Gotta love him. Reached in, they took it off of Mary Epler, ran it back in the condition. I still thought this horse was going to run a little bit better last time, Stan. He just kind of ran an even race. He catches the softest bunch he's caught in a long time, but as many times as he's failed recently, you know, I'm kind of pulling him in the heart. From a betting standpoint, I've got to take a shot to beat him. Let's go for the 1. It's a Bang. Another horse I've kind of been a fan of and chasing a little bit. I think second time off the shelf is going to get the job done for It's a Bang. Moved to the worst part of the racetrack on the 28th after stalking. Barn doing well. If he comes back to the summer form, he's looking to regain, you know, I'm hoping he'll stay a little, warm up a little bit. We're a little bit colder today, but he was running well back in July, August, you know, early October even. He was fine. Looking at this field, you know, you've got speed, maybe with Tito Time, Ganador. I don't know really what Distorted Dream's going to do. I think It's a Bang can be close. Getting within range at the quarter pole, if he comes back to any of that late kick he had in the summer, he can kind of get by this field. But Cuddy Shark, no doubt, he's the horse to beat. It's going to be such a short price.
I like the 1. I picked him 4th. The question what kind of trip he's going to get from the inside. We'll have 4 races, I guess, to see how the racetrack's playing before race 5. He doesn't have too much early speed. He'll be coming from off the pace. Does Gomez keep him down there on the inside, or maybe try to get out of traffic turn for home?
The horse just to his outside, Colton's Grant, I think he's just going to go ahead and send. He was definitely against the grain. The 19th was not a good rail day at all. And he was caught inside, was pressured the whole way, was pestered all the way around the turn, faded the final 8th. I think he's on a dead send from the inside, so that should open up a little bit of room for him. For It's a Bang to move up and get position.
So we both like the same 4 horses again here in race 5. Nice beaten nickel race to kick off that late pick 5. Late pick 4 time here in race 6. Some nice races for the late pick 4. You have a 2 other than allowance race here in race 6. A other than for 3-year-olds in race 7. A nice A other than optional 20,000 in race 8. So 3 out of the late pick 4 nice allowance races. You get a 10% bonus if you hit the late pick 4 here at Laurel Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can't beat that. This is for premier players. Go to guest services to sign up to be a premier player. Here's Keith's late pick 4 ticket.
Yeah, and I think this is a tough race to get it started. Scratch part of the entry, the 1A Moon Vision, Bohem de Lavi stays in. 4 deep, 1, 3, 4, and 5 to get it started. I'm going to take a shot and toss the 2. Going to go against Malibu Princess, who's going to be a short price down inside for Rudy Ride. Race 7, another one, a good race. Going to go against the favorite in there. Going to toss Recruiting Ready, who comes in off of a layoff, comes north from Gulfstream Park. Let's go 4 deep with the 1, 4, 5, and 9. Race 8, 3, 6, and 7. Hauler really intrigues me.
On the cutback,
it could be a sharp claim for Hugh McMahon and could get a nice little setup today. 3, 6, and 7 in race 8, and in race 9, 2 deep. This is where we try to blow it up a little bit. Mike Blake, I can't tell you the last time he won a race in Maryland, but maybe today with Carlos Carrasco. Does he still stay on stand? I guess in that. Maybe we can blow it up. Yep. There's some questionable speed types in the last, and I'm going to use the 4 and the 6 Capture the Sun maybe to close in and blow things up in the nightcap.
Well, let's take a look here real quick at my late pick 4 ticket starting in race 6 here. I'm going to go 2 deep here, and I think I might. Well, do I have the right price there? 1, 2 times. It's actually an $18 ticket. $18 play.
Play it twice.
Play it twice. Yeah, play it for $1 for the late pick 4. You get a 10% bonus as well. Using the 2 and the 3 here in race 6, going 2 deep there in race 7. Using 3 horses in the 8th race and 3 horses there in race 9. Let's take a look here. Real nice 2 other than allowance, optional claiming 25,000, going 6 furlongs, and I'll go with the 3 Zippity Zoom. How deadly is Linda Rice down here so far this year? 14 starters. She's found the winner's circle 7 times. She gets her main man, Horacio Caramanos, aboard here. Zippity Zoom, I think, is getting back in that sharp summertime form. Now 3 races back off the layoff. She's 41% with Horacio Caramanos at all racetracks from a pretty decent size sampling with a positive ROI. They're 52% here at Laurel Park. So I think the 3 Zippity Zoom, your horse to beat here, has a lot of early speed.
Yeah, Linda Rice, maybe she'll like buy a condo close by. She'll let all her help stay there. She shifts them down. I mean, this is like becoming her second home, hitting at a great clip. Zippity Zoom, we saw this the other day, Stan, with a horse or 2, coming off that inner dirt. The numbers maybe looked a little inflated. We see this even with Malibu Princess, the 2 horse for Rudy Rodriguez. Zippity Zoom has speed, pretty good speed. I mean, she's won the Open, the A other than. She's run competitively in that State Bred 2 other than up there, Malibu Princess. I went back and looked, though. There's some questions, about what they faced. I mean, okay, horses up there again. I mean, and you're going to come down here.
She's been running on the inner.
Yeah, we're going to run on there. You're going to get. They're going to be such a short price. Bohem de Lavi, Lake's been good recently. He's done well with these fillies and mares off of a claim. I know you're reaching it off of Kieran. She's had 2 good setups, but I think she's going to get another good setup today. And she's a proven horse to run in this 2 other than level. I got to take her a little bit of a price. They keep her in, scratch the other half. I'm hoping that they get a little bit weary up on the front end, the 2 Malibu Princess and the 3 Zippity Zoom. So let's take a shot with Bohem de Lavi. Going for her 3rd straight. I think My Magician's a little bit of a long shot price. She stepped it up second off the shelf for Trombetta last time. She's been okay at Laurel Park. When she tops out, she's going to be right here. So if today the day, the 3rd race off this little layoff, gets it done. And Chile Start's another one we're going to use in there. We're going to try to beat the favorites in race 6.
Well, yeah, Lake is having a good meet here so far this year. Fergal Lynch, one of your top riders as well. I believe Lake approaching a milestone, maybe 6,000. I think he's not too far from that, or some other milestone. But always deadly off the claim. Bohem Delavi on a roll. She's won her last 2 here at Laurel Park. So I respect that runner. And you have the 5 in there. That's one horse I don't have. You mentioned third race back off the layoff. Trombetta Barn been heating up as of late.
Well, you see, looking at the PPs, there's a kind of a key horse here, Let's Parlay, who's a horse that actually did okay up in New York, was in front of Zippity Zoom back December 2nd at Aqueduct. So all things being equal, Let's Parlay fit here, ran big here, didn't really, these horses didn't discourage themselves. And kind of ran pretty close to her, like Zippity Zoom. So I'm just playing the kind of the key horse angle. Maybe get away from those inflated numbers on that inner track and look for a little bit better price. I know Bohem Delavi, she's proven now she's in really good form. Maybe she can get one more together first off the claim.
Nice upper level allowance feature of the day there to kick off the late pick 4. I don't know what the feature is. That's a nice race in race 6, but a nice group with 3-year-olds. First level allowance optional claiming 50,000 here. For race 7 going 6 furlongs. We've had a few scratches in here. Scratch the 2, the 3, the 7, the 8, and the 11. Still a nice group of 3-year-olds. We have a video spotlight here on the 5 Liars Dice from the Damon Del DeVico barn.
Yeah, I was hoping some of these horses would stay in to kind of enhance the price on Liars Dice. I still think we're going to get double digits. Let's go to that race on the 20th. The race won by Spinelli, a horse that we're both going to take right on top, Stan. Right back off of that win. That was first off the claim. Last time Spinelli won for Hammy Smith. But we're going to pick up the run into the far turn, thanks guys, with Liars Dice. And down inside, the 2 horse that day in the red silks, Wind Cries was your speed, got out there on the front end. Rail, not good at all on the 20th of February. And this horse has to tap the brakes in behind a wall of horses. Spinelli moves to the outside of the 2 horses that day, Liars Dice. And Liars Dice still trying, but still caught behind 5 or 6 runners into the stretch. We're going to see Spinelli come wide in the burgundy colors. Liars Dice angled down inside at that point, and that was it. It was over. But what I like visually, this horse kept trying to the wire. If you're looking for a price shot with some speed in this race, I know we've had a lot of speed come out of it, he might be your value to come running and get a piece.
Liars Dice, but I'm encouraged by my best bet of the day. You have this horse on top as well. Hammy Smith, he doesn't claim many horses. He claimed this Louisiana bred by Song and a Prayer for $25,000 back in mid-January and got the money at 4-1 at this level. Allowance optional 50. Was in for the tag first off the claim. Now he's in for the protected allowance condition. Steve Hamilton gets aboard a good late kick to run a big number with a 74 in that win last out.
He did ride the wave of the racetrack, 4 and 5 wide, where you wanted to be on the 20th of February, but still a good substantial kick. He sustained. He gets a little extra ground. Once again, I was hoping a little bit of the speed would stay in here to kind of run with Recruiting Ready. A horse like Onage, it was pretty quick. So that might hurt the chances a little bit, but Recruiting Ready, he's the horse. He's the X-Factor. What do you think of his last couple performances down at Gulfstream? How do you think he's going to react being shipped north? You think he's regrouped and ready to go or not? Had
a lot of promise as a 2-year-old. He won for fun at Pimlico in the debut, and then he tried the Greatest Stakes Company as a 2-year-old, and he didn't disappoint him, didn't embarrass himself at all. A couple good seconds against Grade 3, Grade 2 Company, second in the Grade 2 Saratoga Special last August, and then fell apart a little bit, going 2 turns for the first time down there at Churchill in the mud in the Iroquois Grade 3, but still a decent third. Had some time off after that, and I think he's the Buffalo man at Gulfstream in the slop, a decent third. He has a lot of early speed. I think the stretch out to further distances has been his limitation. He just completely fell apart in the Mucho Macho Man back in early January. Have they had enough time to regroup him since then, get him back into winning form by algorithms? I think he's back at his best distance today, going 6 furlongs. He's been working down there in the heat at Palm Meadows, now ships up here, Sagamore Farm and Horacio de Paz is stabled here at Laurel Park as well. We'll see. No published works here at Laurel Park. I believe they just shipped up here recently.
Okay.
The horse has a lot of talent. Just how much did the Macho Man take out of him?
Yeah, and this brisk weather, if this doesn't pick him up, nothing really will. Yeah, he just gets a major assist with some of these scratches. Johnny Hop, we saw his race earlier in the day when we were with the video spotlight of Honor the Fleet, a horse running early in today's card. Johnny Hop, a horse really bred to be going and to win early. He did. He lived up to everything when bet down to $1.60 to 1. Fractions early, a little bit soft, and he's not going to be able to have the speed. I don't think the match drives really early with recruiting ready. I don't know if he really wants to take it to him early. I think he can sit just off of it. This is a horse I believe will even stretch out down the line. The horse that really interested, the one, always a suspect. First time gelding, first time reported gelding, comes out of the weather. It's behind Ella Reeb. Couldn't make any kind of headway in that race, but I think this is a much better spot. Back to sprinting, this is what this horse wants to do. Caledonia's been a really key horse up there, came back to winning Jimmy Wakefield. I don't think the horse needs the inner dirt. He's going to be fine here today. He'll move up and get a good tracking spot.
I remember talking to Trevor McCarthy after that debut win on Johnny Hop for trainer Graham Motion, and going to the front, what wasn't really the plan. The horse just, with a lot of talent, just kind of took McCarthy up to the lead against Maiden Special Weight Company. I had an inside post that day. I think with the outside post today against Allowance Company, there's some speed to the inside. I think Trevor McCarthy and Johnny Hop will get the stalking trip that they want by Bodie Meister out of a Smart Strike mare. They paid a pretty penny for this good-looking 3-year-old colt. Looks like he could go farther. Interested to see Johnny. He could be in some of these big stake races down the road if he continues to progress today against a nice
You'll get a good read off of him today.
Sure.
No doubt.
Yep. All right, nice allowance race for 3-year-olds there in race 7 to kick off the late pick 3. Another allowance race for you here, race 8, A other than allowance, optional claiming 20,000, going 6 furlongs, scratch to 1. And the 2 service for 10 was my top pick, so that one's out. Okay. I end up on the 6, DC Dancer, who's in good form right now for trainer Mike Trombetta. Pimentel and Trombetta, they've been hot together. DC Dancer, a 4-time winner here at Laurel Park. A good second against a tough group of open 25 claimers last out, going 7 furlongs. I loved a little cutback to 3/4 here today. A sharp 3-furlong workout here at Laurel Park on March 6th. So this horse sitting on go gets a good outside post today.
Kind of like Cuddy Shark, been a long time since a win. Boy, and you thought he was going to get it. You thought he was going to get it last time. Just a heartbreaking defeat, losing the nose bob to Negrito. DC Dancer, I'm definitely going to use him in the mix. He'll sit a great trip from on or just off the pace. Really looking at it now, I mean, the fastest horse early very well could be Concordia's Way or DC Dancer if they want to go. I think DC Dancer will take a little bit of a stalking trip. But Haller's a horse looking at, Hugh McMee reached in and claimed this horse for 15 last time out of a mile in the 16th race and says, let's go ahead and turn back in distance. He's caught the right kind of a field, and what he's faced recently, Shakenator, Conor Maricosa was in that race, who came back to win 2 others, and Stolen Love, 2 races back. He's come back to win, what, 2 or 3 races in a row for Claudio and 2 other. He's faced the right kind. We've seen Hugh been able to kind of turn horses back in the past and get the job done with McCarthy. Haller, unfortunately, we've got a couple of these horses scratched out of here. Might hurt his price a little bit, but I think he's the live horse in this particular race and is going to move up off the claim.
You know, he'll be dead fit for 6 furlongs. This is Hugh McMahon's game, and you get the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, aboard. I like the 3. I'll use them in my in the mix there in my top 3. The 7, Concordia's Way, back at this A other than allowance condition that he won back in December, was disqualified from the purse money that day, I believe, due to the weight. Now he's back in at this condition. He's won before. Should get an outside draw. Should get a good trip from the outside today with Toledo aboard.
Yeah, looking at breaking it down. Joy Drive last time, the horse that stays in for Linda Rice, part of the entry. Joy Drive all the way outside. I was surprised that horse ended up on the lead, and he was down inside. Rail was not good on the 18th. Once he shifted out the last 16th of a mile, 8th of a mile, he kicked on nicely, but he still hasn't run as fast as some of these other horses that have been competitive in 2 other than company. So you got these horses dropping down a little bit of level. Concordia's Way has a really quick little middle move when he's right. He wasn't able to show it last time, but this level, he might be able to do it, kind of open up a daylight lead, and you have to look for the closers in here for the 7 Concordia as well.
All right, race 8 concludes a 3-race streak of allowance runners. A nice first level allowance race to kick off the late double there. Race 9, anything can happen in this race. Claiming 5,000, everyone 2 lifetime, 4 filly mares, 4 and up, going 6 furlongs. I'll go with the 1 Magic Cookie on top. 9-2, Katie Davis in the saddle for trainer Ferris Allen. She broke her maiden last out, looking for back-to-back wins. Showed speed last out, and I would imagine that would be the game plan today. Go right to the front. She broke her maiden on a good track, and that's what she could get here today as well. We'll be starting out good sealed track so right now.
Yeah, finally got clear last time out. The race prior, the horse kind of stymied along the rail into the turn, had to steady back, but ran even from there, which was an okay sign. Actually made a little bit of ground from the quarter pole to the 8th pole before flattening out. Magic Cookie goes, Baby's Dancer has speed, Annie's Revenge has speed, Hideaway has speed, tons of questionable speed types, and even Bust comes down, who went wire to wire, lasting in a maiden 20, now just drops right to the 45, 2 in life here at Laurel. Comes in from Morley, who's done well, gets a bug rider today.
You're going with the blow-up exactly
I've got
here.
to, Stan. I'm looking at this race. I'm like, who's going to hang around? I wish it were 6. 5.5 might hold the speeds up a little bit. But Capture the Sun comes in for Raul Garrido, where he got a win a couple weeks ago with a horse. Shortening up, middle move against a little bit better at Gulfstream a couple races back. This horse should be fine in here. It might just fall in and slap. And even the 4 Mount Bank gets Carlos Carrasco. You got the lightweight again. You got a live rider. Another one. I'm just looking for a pace, an absolute pace meltdown on the front end.
All right, you get 5 pounds off with Sylvester Gonzalez on your top pick there. Rider change on the 9 Hideaway. Make the rider Kevin Gomez on the 9 Hideaway. So the corrected weight will be 124 for the 9 Hideaway. That's it. We're out of time. Nice carryovers for you today in the Rolling Super High 5 starting race 1. Pick 6, almost 3,500. That starts in race 4. Best of luck here today. Dave Robbins coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes.
Good luck.